A haze settled over much of Austin today as brush fires to the north and south burned in the gusty winds. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ron Oliveira.
And I'm Judy Maggio. We do have in-depth coverage of these brush fires tonight.
We're going to start with CBS 42's Keith Elkins. He's been in Liberty Hill. Keith, what can you tell us there?
Well, Ron, we are now being told that this fire is under control, but no one is officially saying it is completely out. It broke out shortly after noon today and burned for several hours. At one point, even a command post had to be relocated because of the shifting winds. Emergency officials went door to door and used the county's reverse 911 system to force evacuations of ranchers and homeowners in its path. As fire crews from more than a dozen departments raced to the scene, a fast-spreading grass fire spread over 2 counties. The fire is believed to have started in Burnett County with a controlled burn, but because of the high winds, it quickly spread, moving all the way into Williamson County for as far as you can see. It is unknown at this time exactly how many acres have been burned. Fire departments from all over the area are desperately trying to get it under control. Homeowners frantically tried to leave either with their livestock or simply turning them loose. Yep. Weary firefighters moved quickly, but gusty winds kept reigniting the stubborn blaze.
Fire that I observed, that the fire department went over, knocked it down, it was gone, and then 2 seconds later, it's, again, 15-foot flames.
From the air, a police helicopter directed emergency personnel who quickly had to change course, a situation one observer called organized chaos.
We were watching the fire, and it changed directions basically and started coming towards our house, and soon thereafter, all the police and firemen started showing up.
And what were they telling you?
They said we had to get out immediately.
Fortunately, no one was injured, and homeowners are now being allowed back into their homes. Fire officials are now estimating that between 300 and 500 acres went up in flames today, and they say this underscores just how dangerous burning anything outside can be on days like today when red flag warnings are in place. We're live in Williamson County near Liberty Hill tonight. Keith Elkins, CBS 42 News and HD.
Thank you, Keith. Turning now south of Austin, firefighters and homeowners alike were just scrambling in Hays County as 2 brush fires broke out there this afternoon. CBS 42's Jason Wheeler is east of Dripping Springs. He continues our in-depth coverage tonight. Jason?
Yeah, Judy, it has been a busy day down south here as well. We're at the scene of one of 2 fires that broke out back-to-back this afternoon here in the rural part of Hays County and western Hays County. As you can see down here, quite a bit of charred grass. Firefighters still on the scene out here, making sure that they don't have any more problems with this particular location. Now, the first fire that tore through about 150 acres this afternoon and inched right up to some ranch houses was still smoldering, in fact, when half of the firefighters on scene there had to blaze a trail to the next hot spot several miles away, where we're standing right now. This time, 75 acres were in flames in just a matter of a few minutes. Now, worried that that fire could be driven by relentless winds into more rugged terrain, firefighters aggressively attacked the inferno and then went back and did a controlled burn on the grass that didn't go up, just so they could prevent this area from reigniting. By that time, the property owner out here showed up, knowing full well that this was a bad day for a blaze to break out here.
No, I freaked out. I was at the doctor's office, and they called me up and interrupted my doctor's office to come in and tell me, and I rushed, from the doctor's office here to see what was going on, knowing that we had welding going on, and thinking if those guys didn't lay down do it the right way, that it's going to be some troubles.
And welding certainly did cause some trouble today. Luckily, though, no injuries, no structures damaged in either one of these fires out here. But this is exactly why firefighters say a burn ban is in place and remains in place right now. And as we look out over the hazy hills of Hays County, where the smoke still lingers at this hour, we're told that firefighters here in Hays County, all of them, volunteer and paid, have been put on alert to be ready to go and get back to work on a moment's notice in case another one breaks out this evening. For now, live in Hays County, Jason Wheeler, CBS 42 News in HD.
The winds certainly whipped up those flames, and the danger is going to continue for a few more hours.
So you want to turn things over now to Chief Meteorologist Byron Weber. Tell us about it, Byron.
That's right. Red flag warnings in effect until 7 o'clock tonight. Now, when they issue this, take it seriously. It's because winds are high enough with low humidities and the soil moisture dries up that any fire that starts will get out of control. You won't be able to stop it. Here's a look at what happened. We had a cold front that came through. The wind started blowing out of the northwest at about 25 to 35 miles an hour. And this is what it looked like this afternoon. This is from our transmitter tower. Look at the winds whipping around the camera as we point it towards downtown. Red flag warnings in effect for everybody until 7 o'clock. Winds right now are not as strong as they were a couple of hours ago, but they're still gusting close to 35 miles an hour in some areas. We'll talk more about the winds, and temperatures will drop tonight. How cold it's going to get coming up in just a few minutes.
Two tractor-trailer rigs collided today, closing part of 1431 this afternoon up in Cedar Park. The gravel trucks were both hauling heavy loads and spilled debris all over the roadway. David Fuentes was driving the silver blue truck and had to be airlifted to Brackenridge Hospital for possible head injuries. The other driver, Robert Garza, was only slightly hurt.
A Leander social studies teacher resigns after allegations she had an inappropriate relationship with a student. 27-year-old Catherine Boland resigned from Vista Ridge High School last Friday. Now, we understand the move was voluntary. CBS 42's Julie Simon joins us now to separate fact from fiction in this case.
Ron, Catherine Boland had been a teacher at Vista Ridge since August of 2006. The trouble allegedly began during a school-sponsored trip over the holiday MLK three-day weekend. That's when, according to a district spokesperson, Boland was seen by other students holding hands with a male freshman. One of the witnesses also reports hearing an inappropriate conversation between Boland and that freshman. According to Dick Ellis with the school district, Boland reportedly put an end to the conversation by saying something like, quote, "We shouldn't be talking about things like this." Once an assistant principal was notified, an investigation began. Boland was placed on paid administrative leave last Tuesday, had a meeting with district officials last Thursday, and then resigned on Friday. A note went home with every Vista Ridge student today, notifying parents about what's transpired. Apparently it was hand-holding. That was the inappropriate conduct. Do you think that that's a big deal?
Yes, it is a big deal. I mean, why would a teacher be holding hands with a student? I think that there must be something more to it than just that.
We always encourage students, if there's anything that's going on wrong at the campus, being involving anybody, you know, a stranger on campus, anything like that, the students, I think our Leander School District students are empowered enough to where they will go and they feel comfortable enough going to where they need to report any activity that they consider wrong.
We want to emphasize there is currently no evidence of any criminal wrongdoing. Should that change, though, we're told that information would be handed over to the Cedar Park Police Department. Judy.
In Hutto High School, a fight leaves one student hurt and another expelled indefinitely. It started about 10:30 as the students were going to class. The principal says it all happened very quickly in the courtyard area of the school.
One of the students did use a small knife to fight back. The other student did receive small cuts on various parts of the body. Both students were immediately detained and brought back to the office. All the wounds on the injured student were what we thought minor and superficial.
The boys involved are 15 and 16 years old. The principal said the fight was so minor the school wasn't even planning to contact other parents about it. No charges have been filed at this time.
A $10 flight to Mexico. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, who's offering it and what it ends up really costing you? That's next.
And a little bit later, twin girls carrying the very same genes. Why one got cancer and the other did not.
Temperatures dropping pretty quickly tonight, well down into the 30s. How low it will get coming up.
It's pretty much narrowed to 2 schools, but in which footsteps will recruit Daryl Scott follow? A comparison later in sports. CBS 42 News at 6 returns after this.
Identical twin sisters led British scientists to a breakthrough in leukemia research.
Researchers identified the cancer stem cells that trigger the disease. It gives hope for more effective treatments in the future. 4-year-old Olivia shares everything with twin sister Isabella. Same hair color, same bike, same smile. But there's one drastic trait she doesn't share: her cancer.
Isabella was always healthy, running around, happy, whereas obviously Olivia wasn't, and that's heartbreaking to watch.
Heartbreaking, but inspiring too, because the identical twins help scientists identify the cells at the root cause of cancer, which could lead to a possible cure of childhood leukemia. Although both children carried the identical cancer stem cells, only Olivia developed leukemia, helping doctors to zero in on what triggered it. It may have been as simple as a common cold. Olivia was treated at London's Great Ormond Street Hospital with chemotherapy, a harsh regimen for children, which cripples the immune system. The chickenpox virus left Olivia blind in one eye. Scientists hope the findings will refine the toxic treatment
and hopefully cut back on some of the side effects which we experience with today's relatively strong therapy.
Olivia is now in remission, each day closer to beating the cancer for good, while doctors are monitoring Isabella closely to make sure her precancerous cells don't lead to leukemia.
She is also aware that as she says, I can be diagnosed, and that's quite hard.
And as these twins share their 5th birthday next month, they'll be giving much more of a gift. It's hope to other kids.
Well, direct flights to Mexico, and they're cheap.
Find out who's offering the good deals up next.
And guess who's back? One of the worst coaches in Cowboys history. Get excited for the return of Camp Campo. That's coming up in sports.
Well, the winds were high, the humidity was low, and that was a bad combination for wildfires and grass fires and brush fires, and we had our share today. More on that and how cold it's going to get. You're watching CBS 42 News. We'll be right back.
It's called Austin Bergstrom International Airport, but right now there's only one airline that has a direct international flight.
And that is about to change. CBS 42's Seema Mather joins us with all the details. Seema?
Well, Austin will be the first city in America for Viva Aerobus to fly directly in and out of. And today they announced fares starting at $9.99. They're following a European airline business model that they hope will take off here in Austin. To the tune of mariachis.
Going on sale.
Viva Aerobus unveiled its plans in an Austin restaurant today.
Boom, 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 now.
Flights are scheduled to start May 1st with one daily direct flight out of Austin to Monterey and one from Austin to Cancun daily. Also, one daily direct return.
I travel frequently to Monterey and I drive to Monterey. It's 2 or 3 times in a month and I need this flight.
Teresa Alderette is just the type of customer Viva Aerobus is banking on. A small business person who's looking for low-cost fares or the vacationer wanting a cheap flight.
Earliest bookings are guaranteed to get the lowest fares that are available.
A $9.99 one-way fare is offered. With normal taxes and fees, that adds up to between $55 and $65. But the airline would not say how many of its 148 Boeing seats would be available at the $9.99 price. Still, for people like Teresa, it's music to her ears that a new international airline with competitive prices is coming to town. In addition to Viva Aerobus, Air Canada is also expected in Austin in May, and they plan on offering direct flights to Toronto. Judy and Ron?
Thank you, Seema.
Well, that wind is creating a lot of havoc in central Texas, really across the state, Byron. How long is it going to last?
At least another couple of hours. The winds will die down shortly, but through the early evening hours, we still could have gusts up to 25 miles an hour, and the humidity is still low, so the red flag warnings continue until 7 o'clock. Look at what the winds did to our camera up on the transmitter tower. And, you know, that's a fixed camera. It's pretty well mounted, but boy, I tell you, the wind's just kind of blowing it around. Some wind gusts got over 45 miles an hour today in San Marcos. I mean, that's, you know, that's, if you look at that, that's almost severe storm forecast winds when they get up around 55, 58 miles an hour. So, man, it was blowing out there. Again, red flag warnings for everybody in our viewing area until 7 o'clock. Temperatures right now in the upper 50s. We've dropped dramatically since the cold front came in. We got up to about 72 earlier today, but right now it's falling. Winds are north, anywhere from 10 to 20. These are sustained winds with higher gusts. Look at that. Still have a sustained wind of 20 miles an hour in San Marcos. Still gusting up to 28 in Camp Mabry and 29 in LaGrange. So it's still kind of breezy out there. Humidity's for the most part below 20% on the average, and that's why they issued the red flag warnings. Now, that'll expire after 7 o'clock. The clouds cleared out relatively early today, but if you look up here, right there, you see that little dark shadow? That is dust. Dust that was kicked up by the winds in far west Texas and carried straight south towards the Edwards Plateau that might affect the western hill country. High pressure building in, there's the front, the closure of this center of high pressure gets to us, the lighter the winds. Now with lighter winds later on tonight, clear skies, dry air, we're going to drop pretty far, probably down into the mid to upper 30s across the area. 48 in Dallas, 58 here, 66 right now in Houston. So tonight at midnight, temperatures in the 40s. I'm going to put about a 37, 38 degree low for Camp Mabry, which means the airport and the rural areas will get colder. And you can see that tomorrow's going to be pretty nice, high pressure, a little breezy, but nothing but sunshine. Another cold front coming through late tomorrow night into early Thursday. This is 8 o'clock Thursday morning. We have about a 40% chance of scattered showers with that next front. And then once that clears through, it's going to be another windy day like today. They may issue more red flag warnings for Thursday, so just be aware of that. Colder tonight, breezy this evening, lows around 38 degrees in town. Of course, many areas will get colder. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and breezy. Highs around 63. Not a bad afternoon. Tomorrow night, there comes that next front, increasing clouds, 40% chance of showers early in the morning on Thursday. For the most part, a relatively dry forecast, it looks like, through the weekend. Temperatures will be in the 60s, just a few degrees above the average. But the winds cause much of an issue today. More windy conditions likely on Thursday, it looks like.
Very dangerous situation, too. Thank you, Byron.
You're welcome.
Well, some high school athletes right now just waiting around.
Yeah, you know, it's enough for a kid to have to pick what college they're going to go to, but then to add the element of football with it and all the expectations that come with that, it's just a totally different element. You know, as the Swedish glam metal band Europe and more recently the Solid Show Spelling Bee says, it's the final countdown. I was hoping to get Byron to sing it, but I don't think he's going to. 8 days until National Signing Day for soon-to-be college football players, and Ventura, California running back Darryl Scott still yet to decide where he's going to go. He is one of, if not the best running backs in the 2008 class. He's undecided if he wants to follow in the fantastic footsteps of Campbell, Williams, Benson, Charles, or what, Salam? Colorado's his other choice. The Horns anxiously await the arrival of Nolan Brewster, DJ Monroe, Aaron Williams, among many others. Tonight in Orlando, the National Consortium for Academics and Sports is set to honor legendary Longhorns women basketball coach Jody Conrad. They will give her the Giant Steps Award for career-long work in support of student athletes. Conrad retired after last season with 900 career wins.
Here the first down. Down to Augustine. Into the left side. Stops. Pops. It drops. From 17 feet.
A day after he's honored as one of 30 on the midseason Wooden Award list, DJ Augustine earns the same honor with the same number of players. This time it's on the Naismith list. He's also joined by a teammate today, A.J. Abrams, also one of 30 up for the Naismith Award. The duo is second and third in the Big 12 in scoring this season. Still to come, some real news out of the Cowboys today. And then, well, Tony and Jessica. As sports rolls on.
Your dad has no...
All right, look, I've karaoke Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. It's a hard song to pull off. That is Tony Romo and Jessica Simpson on stage singing together. I love hard news days like today. It's good stuff. Hard news actually did exist at Valley Ranch. Greg Ellis deservedly added to the Pro Bowl roster. That makes an NFL record 13 Cowboys in the game. The Dallas Cowboys have officially rehired Dave Campo, but breathe a sigh of relief. It's not to coach the team, just the secondary. Campo was head coach in Dallas before Bill Parcells, and he went 15-33. He does have a good defensive mind, though.
And I'm a Cowboy, and whether it's, you know, whether it was good times or bad times, number one, I'm glad to be back here, period.
Dallas also interested in former Texans coach Dom Capers. It's just sad that this is the Cowboy stuff we have to talk about during Super Bowl week. We'll be right back.
CBS 42 News is brought to you by the Roby Institute.
So the dangers of more wildfires may continue tomorrow, too.
Well, I think Thursday. Thursday's when I think the winds will be high enough that, and the humidity's low enough, they will issue more red flag warnings because another front's coming in. It's still going to be breezy tomorrow, but not high enough to justify
like today was.
Red flag warnings like today. Here you go. Here it is, windy again on Thursday, another cold front whipping through the area. This one in the morning, not the afternoon, so it's going to be another windy day. Temperatures close to the averages through the weekend, not much rain until early next week.
Tonight at 10, getting Texas beaches spruced up for spring break in our Go Green report.
2.5 Men's next. Thanks so much for watching. Good night.
CBS 42 News is brought to you by ITT Technical Institute.
It's a topic no one wants to talk about, especially men. Yet, every 9 minutes, someone will die from colon cancer. Many simply feel humiliated by the screening that can help prevent this deadly disease, so they put it off.
Don't do what I did because it don't work. It could cause a fatal problem.
And now it's my turn for a colonoscopy. My story may just help save you or a loved one's life. Thursday at 10.